Your declaration of citizenship raises an interesting question. In our country, the idea of a Russian citizen gaining Ukrainian citizenship is a very topical issue.
Well, it is the law, and in democratic society we strive for the idea of there being one rule for all. I gained citizenship in strict adherence with the law.
Why did you choose Ukraine?
Look, I see Ukraine as family, the same as I do with Russia. We're all from mixed-race marriages.
But there must be a main decisive factor behind why you chose this country. At the end of the day, you could have chosen the United States, Western Europe, Australia. Is it something to do with the single linguistic cultural area, or what?
On the strength of my work in the Secret Service, the English offered me a job. They formed a departmental for financial investigation into Eastern Europe and asked me to work there. The Americans also called me. However, I knew that once you go to America, you can't come back.
In your first interview, you said that you gave evidence to the prosecution regarding Yanukovych's treason. How did you know that?
Listen, it came from somewhere I had specific knowledge of this area.
They say you were in close contact with Surkov, Naryshkyn, people who oversaw the issues in Crimea and Donbas.
No, it wasn't like that. We were in contact with those people. We were associated with them because they worked where I was based, because my position. As we say, in Russia, everything is a secret, but nothing is a secret.
In the prosecution, you only commented on the intelligence regarding Yanukovych, or did you talk about something else, Russia's plan for the Donbas, for example?
The trial starts in March. I'll present my evidence, and everything will be made known. Let's not anticipate anything. Everyone is very interested in the hot topic. The exclusive, but I don't want to go into detail before it's time to.
You said that you feel a certain danger being here. Is that so? What is that in relation to?
We're not stupid. We understand what's going on. You see, right now sparks are flying into Russian media. They're dragging me through the mud, thinking up ways to make me seem like a bad guy. It means I've become important to them. I've gotten under their skin. At the moment, the government is sacred in Russia. No one has the right to criticize it. I've spoken out on everything. I say it like it is. And I assure you, there is a large number of conscious people out there who think the same. But they are afraid. Why are they afraid? I explain this in my article. It's because of all grown men in Russia between the ages of 21 and 60 who have been through the prison system. They're everyone in there. And for those who haven't been yet, they can always find a way. It was the same when I apparently organised the theft of certain buildings with people who I'd never met in my life. I'd never seen them. I didn't know them at all. I don't know who these people are. You know, the funniest thing is, when they showed these people the photograph, they said that they knew me.
But why are they trying to get rid of you?
It all took place in secret until 2013. I knew they were fabricating a case on me. But officially, they always said that I had no such claim. In 2013, the Communist Party of the Russian Federation started putting me forward for an auditor position at the accounts chamber. It was quite a high-ranking position, the level of minister. And they needed to bring me down. In whatever position, I was enemy. They said I was a criminal. And that's when the first articles appeared in the press.
Let's come back to those articles. Your former colleague at the Federal Drug Control Service thinks that you planned your departure in advance and that you recorded your conversations with senior Russian officials.
They are sick people. I can't comment on that. Maybe they opened a new criminal case against me. They threatened him somehow. They used all kinds of methods.
You talked about your interview on the Russian elections. What do you know about those schemes to manipulate the results?
They are completely fraudulent schemes when we should endeavour to destroy. There are no fair elections anywhere. The protocols are acknowledged and then the result is rewritten.
Let's discuss your position on Crimea and Donbas. People dug up photos taken in Crimea on your Twitter page, where you stated that you support the annexation of Crimea.
That is the effect this kind of technology has. My Twitter was hacked a month ago. There were 60,000 subscribers, and there was a photo from Crimea on my profile where I'm in uniform. I wore it especially for the elections in 2016. It wasn't on there in 2014, and now they're using my profile to congratulate Zakhar Prilipin.
But the technology doesn't allow you to make changes to your previous tweets. You just post new tweets using old profiles. It's a year since the changes were made.
I don't care about that. I asked some local hackers to do something about it. But they can't. They hacked my email, which was linked to Twitter. They hacked my password to Twitter. I can't delete my account now.
If we go back to your position on the matter, what do you think? Will Russia return Crimea to Ukraine?
I think it's a matter of time. Of course, the current regime will not give it back, and they'll stop at nothing to keep it, including bloodshed. I think that in time, this issue will be resolved in favour of Ukraine. As they say, good things come to those who wait. Ukrainians have to be patient. Unfortunately, it has already happened. Ukraine is also to blame, because it hasn't shown the willpower. We know that 90% of security service staff sided with the FSB, but it is a personal tragedy. Why haven't people left? They have apartments, houses, it's a huge issue. But it's an overwhelming region for Russia to deal with. It will choke on Crimea.
Let's go back to the events of 2014, who from the highest ranks, the State Duma deputies, were not publicly opposed to the annexation of Crimea.
A huge number of people. I once talked to Ilya Panomarov. We estimated that 40 people would vote against. He said that he found himself alone and got scared. Of course, he was strongly opposed to the government, and he talked about it openly. He defended his position till the end, and many others realized how painful it would be for them if they did the same. 15 minutes of fame for 10,000 years dishonor. I was told directly, you're 50 meters away from the State Duma. Nothing will save you. Considering the problems I've been charged with in 2013, I weighed everything up and decided my vote. If I say what I think, what do I get? I'd end up losing my family. They wouldn't shy away from doing that. I understand the methods of this government. It doesn't even compare to the methods the NKVD used, and those that Stalin used as well. It's the combination of scum and worthlessness that destroys and crushes everything.
You've already said that you yourself did not vote.
Of course, I avoided it. It goes without saying. It was weak of me. I understand that it was a mistake the government made that created serious problems for the country. It was at that moment I decided I didn't want to live like that I would go to Ukraine. Above all else, it's a way of life. We are hostages. Where do we live?
But you didn't resist.
You know, the government tried to cover this up. The decision to annex Crimea was taken by one individual. All the ordinary people were against it, including those in the close circle.
So what? Surkov opposed it? He was the ideologist.
He categorically opposed to it, because he is a clever man.
Nevertheless, we all know the role Surkov played in the Russian Spring.
I don't know what role he played. I just know he was against the annexation of Crimea.
And the war in Donbas?
There's nothing I can say about that.